Hello everyone, very good morning and very warm welcome once again. That is to your favorite channel, StudyIQ IS English. My name is Praveen Mishra and we are going to start today's The Hindu analysis. That is 23rd of April 2025, right? So, the first news for us today. We wish it wasn't. The J&K terrorist attack, Pahalgam. They say that the religion and the politics, it should be kept aside. They say that the religion and the humanity should be kept all together. But unfortunately, when there is a mixture of religion with politics, such things happens. No, it's not about targeting any one particular community, a nation, a particular society, or a section, not exactly. But yes, the feature that is here, the facts that are here, threatening, heartening, it's disheartening, alarming. Alarm is not false, unfortunately, right? So, what has happened in Pahalgam just 18 hours back? Around the present data, what it is telling us, 30 people, they have lost their lives. The terror attack that has, in a very extraordinary manner this time. The terrorists, they entered the tourist hotspot and they demanded the ID cards of the tourists. They asked whether you are from here, which religion are you coming from? And then they opened fire, right? Now, this brings us to this very important discussion we need to discuss. Why this terrorist attack? I'll tell you something. The very ground reality. Pakistan's intentions, we have already been knowing it. Apart from that, how recently Bangladesh and Pakistan, they have tied their hands. And how recently what we are watching, not recently so, but yes, since last couple of years, both of these nations, they are undergoing huge economic crisis for which they need some funds, not some good amount of funds that they have arranged knocking the doors of IMF and some other countries. But yes, they need to get rid of this economic crisis as well. And their biggest particular thing, what we can say, was coming from, biggest, their funding, the illicit way of raising the funds was coming through the terror activities that they used to perform in India, specifically in the most beautiful state of our country, the crown of my country, what we can have, that is Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir. What they did, they initiated that so-called Patharbazi movement. Because of this Pattharbaz movement or the stone pelter movement, right? Majority of the youth in Kashmir lost the job opportunities, employment, and the livelihood. See, I would just like to quote here once again, which often the people from Pakistan wouldn't love to hear. Kashmir belongs to me, that is India. Kashmir is my heart, it's my crown. You dare not just, enter into the territory and perform such activities, because reply would come soon from Indian government side, and I don't think so you will be having the courage or even the strength to face the reply. But that's a upcoming future thing. Let's be in the present today. So this is stone pelters movement, the Pattharbaz movement, what we have often referred to it. It has taken lives, job opportunities, employment, livelihood, earning opportunities, as well as the career of the majority of the youth of our Kashmir, right? Majority of the youth of the Kashmir. But thankfully, with the revocation, with the elimination, with the repealing of Article 370 from the Constitution, peace was established. Some sort of normalcy was gaining pace inside the valley, inside the beautiful valley of Kashmir. What we have seen, Srinagar in past couple of years has been gifted with a cinema hall even. You would be like, sir, cinema hall khul gaya, kaun si badi baat hai? Right? You might be having this opinion, right? What if there is a cinema hall? What's new in that? It's new. Because Srinagar, specifically the whole of Kashmir we talk about, didn't had a cinema hall. Just imagine. Since more than 3 decades, right? So 2023 marked the year when Kashmir got its cinema hall. That means the tourism was getting pace, the local business was getting pace. That is the local growth and development of my Kashmiri people, our Kashmiri people, they were getting pace. And because of which, you know, the very aforesaid Pattharbaz movement instigated or incited by the hostile intentions of Pakistan and as well as the allied nations of Pakistan got disbanded totally. And now what they have done, the activity is representing where? Activity is representing at one single place. That is attacking tourism. They have opted for the location of Pahalgam. Pahalgam, that is the tourist hotspot in the Anantnag Valley, in the Anantnag region. Right? It is what? The tourist hotspot. What they have targeted, to whom they have targeted? They have targeted to the tourists. They have shot shot dead the tourists on the point blank range, and then they have made the statement as well that go and tell this thing to Modi. Modi as in they are referring to the Indian government, right? That is, tell your Indian government, whatever you decide, whatever you plan to grow and develop the valley of Kashmir is not going to happen. This is what the statement from the terrorists, it has come. I don't know how those are even humans, but they have given this statement, right? Where is the agenda lying now? The agenda is lying specifically straight to just one thing, that is to disturb, firstly, the harmony of the whole nation, firstly. Secondly, just disturb or disbalance the pace of growth and peace, that is the normalcy situation inside the valley, because of which the so-called Pattharbaz movement shall start again, the youth shall be, misguided again, and then they will be used, okay, for the hostile intentions of the cross-border nations, specifically Pakistan, China, and yes, to this new one, Bangladesh, so-called. Right? So this is what is happening. This is what is the ground reality. Just one target they are having. What is the target? To disrupt the pace, to disrupt the balance, to disrupt the growth activities that is being happening inside the valley. And who is suffering? All, we the people of India. Right? Specifically, yes, the biggest problem is with the Kashmiri people. Majority of the interviews that you might have, seen as well, it is surfacing over the internet. Majority of the locals from Kashmir, they are crying that this has disrupted our whole livelihood now. Pahalgam region, the whole Anantnag region will be now blocked, will be sealed. What about those people? Those livelihood was depending on the whole Anantnag and the Pahalgam region. What are they left with? What are the options they are left with? Just the grief and poignance, absolute amount of pain. And yes, they would be also having huge, immense amount of regret. Right? And who is to be credited? The so-called people, those who are fighting in the name of religion. Are you seriously fighting in the name of religion? This is what is religion. You are disrupting the livelihood, ending the lives of the innocent people. In what name? And you are messaging, you are sending the message as well. Tell this to your government. Yes, my government has heard it. Now you better, find some place to hide. Get a good hideout, right? Because as what the ministry's statement has come forward as well, that the retaliation shall be followed soon. This is what the ministry, Union Home Ministry, along with the PMO has stated. The retaliation shall be followed soon. And yes, the international support in the case, you people think that your cowardly attack will be having no international attention. So yes, it had. The statement has also followed, the statement has also come from Washington, D.C., that is from the White House. American president has also given the deliberate statement here that we stand with India and we just support India here, and we wish and request India to take affirmative actions in eliminating such cowardly people, those who are performing such cowardly attacks, and not just defaming or maligning the image of one particular country, but also one of the very popular religion of this planet as well, right? So the same statements that have been followed through the other parts of the world, that is from Russia, France, England, and many others. But specifically, yes, the two statements what we need here to discuss, that is the statements that have been, coming out from the Kremlin, that is Moscow from Russia, and yes, White House, that is Washington, D.C., America. These are the two powerful statements coming from the two powerful centers of the globe, and then we shall be focusing further, I guess, to not providing any kind of, the futuristic predictions or something like that, but it's a but obvious thing. Within a week or two maximum, okay, the retaliation should take place. A retaliation not in the form of gunfire. A retaliation not in the form of, just going ahead with some fireworks. No, I'm not talking about that retaliation. Well, that should come as well. But yeah, here I'm dealing with a retaliation that should come from, the global forums, on the international stages, using the executive and all the legislative means. We need to, let Pakistan know that this is not the way you are going to perform. And yeah, the support itself has come from Pakistan. So far, 18 hours ahead, 18 hours later of the attack, we as the nation of India, have we yet given any such a statement that the attack has been performed by Pakistani? See, 18 hours later, still, Indian government, neither the government agencies or any other particular body of the country, neither any news agency, in fact, they have stated that this particular coward act has been performed or supported by Pakistan. But still, Pakistan has blocked its airspace as well as the other boundaries. Chor ki daadi mein tinka. This is what is, the phrase we say it in Hindi. The black sheep is spotted, right? Here is what Pakistan has done. Why, dear Pakistan? Why did you need to block your airspace? When did I say that it's your act? I never said that. Your actions have justified that it's you behind these attacks, right? So this is what is happening. As of now, okay, the data is obviously in front of us. 26 people, they have been killed, right? But yes, even if one person is killed, why? And why my people, why my soldiers, they should be facing such thing on no grounds, right? It's your crisis. You deal with it. Why should we, the people of India, why should we, the country of India, deal with it, right? Okay. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat from India, Gujarat. Okay, dear Patel Mithun. Thank you. God bless you as well. Same to you. Right? So this is what the whole story is all about. Okay. And this is what we will be watching in the upcoming days even. Right? So moving to the next news. Okay. So just leaving the deadly news, the disheartening news. Okay, moving to the next topic, next news for the day. That is order in Tamil Nadu. Governor case doesn't applies to Kerala. Center argues in Supreme Court. What is the news? First of all, 2 weeks back, Supreme Court of India, it has given the clear-cut judgment with regard to the veto powers used by the governors of the states under Article 200. Okay, what was the whole news? We have already discussed this news a couple of times in the previous the Hindu analysis classes, as well as we have also done a special session over it, right? So that is in the name of Tamil Nadu versus Supreme Court of India, right? Okay. So if you want to watch that session, I would just request you guys to just go into the videos section and just scroll a bit, okay, and you will find a video that is titled as Tamil Nadu versus Supreme Court of India. Okay. So actually in the name of exactly Governor versus the state of Tamil Nadu. Okay. So Governor versus CM MK Stalin, that is R.N. Ravi, the Governor of the state of Tamil Nadu versus M.K. Stalin, that is the Chief Minister of the state of Tamil Nadu. Okay, so just I request you guys to watch that session as well, okay, as it is going ahead with the in-depth analysis of the case. So as of now, just going ahead with the overview of the case. What is the case, first of all? Governor of Tamil Nadu, Mr. R.N. Ravi, he kept some bills passed by the state legislature reserved for himself. But he used his suspensive veto and sent the bill to the Parliament Legislative Assembly of the state, okay, that is state parliament basically, for the reconsideration. And after due reconsideration, the assembly, the Tamil Nadu Assembly, they sent the bill back to the governor again for the assent. On which governor didn't provide the assent. In fact, what governor did? Governor sent the very same bill to the president using his powers under Article 200 itself. And many of the bills, they were kept pending with the governor since ages, against which the Tamil Nadu government approached the judiciary that these are the actions of the governor R.N. Ravi, which is troubling the functioning of the government and it is unconstitutional as well, right? For which on 8th of April, just 2 weeks back basically, the Supreme Court gave the clear-cut judgment that the governor should governor should give the assent to the bill within maximum 3 months of the time. Not more than 1 month in the case, bill has been sent for the reconsideration, and after due reconsideration, the assembly has resent the bill that is back to the governor. Then in that case, it should be not more than 1 month. And in general case, the governor should provide the assent in not more than 3 months. This is what the Supreme Court's judgment has come just 2 weeks back. Okay, so what you need to mark here, the very first thing, governor's power, governor's assent, actually. So here we go. It is under Article 200 of the Indian Constitution. The governors of the state, when it comes to give assent to the bills passed by the state legislative assembly, they can perform the following tasks. Firstly, they can give assent to the bill. Secondly, can return the bill for reconsideration. And thirdly, send the bill for the consent of the president. So, this is all the veto powers the governor of the states they do have. Remember, absolute veto is not given to the governors, neither the president. Okay. The second provision, that is returning the bill for reconsideration, it is termed as suspensive veto. That means they can return the bill. How many times? Just once. Okay. Just once. Okay. Not multiple times. And at the second time, when the bill has been returned back to the governor for the assent with or without changes, then the governor is bound to provide the assent. Bound to provide that assent. Right. So return the bill for what? For reconsideration. This is what we call it as suspensive veto. And send the bill for the consent of the president. It is what we call it as the transferable veto. Okay, what it is? The transferable veto. Right. So, governors of the states, they do have got such following powers with themselves. Okay. So, suspensive veto, transferable veto. Okay. And yes, providing the assent, they cannot deny the bill. They cannot reject the bill. They can just either provide the assent that yes, it's okay, or they can send the bill for reconsideration. Right. So far, presently, till date, till 8th of April, technically, okay, there was no time frame prescribed by the Constitution. Remember this thing. For all of these such thing, providing the assent, okay, or sending the bill back for reconsideration, or sending the bill for the assent of the president, okay. So for neither the pocket veto, neither the suspensive veto, neither the transferable veto, no such time frame, remember this thing, no time frame was mentioned by the Constitution, okay. No minimum to maximum, no minimum to maximum time frame was mentioned by Constitution. But the Supreme Court in the Governor versus State Assembly of Tamil Nadu, Governor of Tamil Nadu versus Government of Tamil Nadu case, that is R.N. Ravi versus State of Tamil Nadu, okay, stated 1 month in case the bill has been returned after reconsideration. Okay, and 3 months as in 30 days in general. This is what Supreme Court's judgment has been done, has been, in front of us, for which the center has now contended that the judgment of Supreme Court is applicable only for the state of Tamil Nadu and not for Kerala. This is what center has argued in the Supreme Court. Okay. So, remember this thing. Kerala had argued in the Supreme Court that keeping bills pending for long and indefinite period of time by governors is manifestly arbitrarily. That is manmani, what we call it. Okay. Then, a governor is part of the state legislature under Article 168 of the Indian Constitution and cannot act in a way contrary to the wishes of the elected representative of the people. This is what Kerala government has also stated. Next, by sitting on bills, governor tried to defeat the rights of the people, which is an arbitrary show of the lack of urgency by the governor, violated the fundamental right to the life of the people of Kerala. Okay, for which the center has argued that the judgment that has been followed by the Supreme Court, it is applicable just for the sake of the state of Tamil Nadu and not for the state of Kerala. Okay, so but this is what Supreme Court will be not incorporating it as well. That is because the Supreme Court's judgment is applicable for the whole of the territory of India and not just one particular location. It could be for just one particular location in case Supreme Court justifies that location. But in the case of R.N. Ravi versus state of Tamil Nadu, no such specification for just the state of Tamil Nadu has been mentioned by Supreme Court. Supreme Court has mentioned that yes, we are going ahead, okay, and providing the time frame now. That is for the whole of the country. That is for the whole of the governors of the states, not just for the state of Tamil Nadu. Okay. So the Article 254 has been mentioned here as well. As what we can see, Article 254, it incorporates, okay, what inconsistency between the central and state laws or whether they had trenched into the union list or not. Okay, so what Article 254 states about, that is in case on a particular thing, on a particular list, on a particular point, center and union and states, they both have enacted a law. Then whose law must prevail? Whose law shall be prevailing? So it will be the union law only that shall be prevailing as according to the Indian scheme of federation. So we talk about the Indian scheme of federation, right? So we know it very well. It is not as straight as it should be. It is not like that. Absolutely not like that. Indian federation is not this straight. Okay. In fact, it is like this. As in what we can say generally, okay, that is at the apex, it is the union. And at below, we have got the states, right? So union possesses more power. So we can understand it through Schedule 7. That is under Article 246. There are three lists that have been mentioned here. Okay, what are these three lists? So it is the union list, it is the state list, as well as the concurrent list. In union list, only the union, that is only the center, is empowered or entitled to enact laws, right? In the state list, it should be states in general conditions. Non-general conditions as in imposition of president's rule, maybe under Article 356 or 365, imposition of national emergency, financial emergency, or when the states themselves they have made requests, or when the Rajya Sabha has passed the resolution. Okay, so states basically in general condition. In concurrent, it shall be the union plus the states. But in case of contradiction, under Article 254, only and only the union law shall prevail. Okay, this is the fact. So remember, on concurrent list, union as well as the states, they both are entitled to enact the laws. But in case of any contradiction, let's say both of them, they have enacted a law on one particular topic, then whose law will prevail? It shall be the law of the union only that shall prevail. Okay, so here we go with this particular news. It is what is stated. Okay, that is the order of Tamil Nadu governor case doesn't apply to Kerala. Center argues this. No, it does applies to the state of Kerala. In fact, it does applies to the whole of the nation. Okay, we cannot just state it doesn't apply here and there and only here and only there. Okay, so moving to the next news. Once calls for closer ties between US, India in defense and energy sectors. See, why this news has been kept here today, I'll tell you. A very clear fact. What is the fact? Yesterday's the Hindu session, if you'll see. Just yesterday's the Hindu session, where we were discussing about J.D. Vance's visit to India, okay, as the first US Vice President to visit India in a decade. Right, in a decade of a time. Last time it was, yes, Joe Biden, when he was the Vice President into the Obama administration, he visited India. Okay, after that, Joe Biden, his Vice President, Donald Trump's Vice President, they never visited India. But for the second time when Donald Trump has become the President, his Vice President, that is J.D. Vance, has visited India. This is first time in a decade, specifically speaking. So 12 years, right? So right now, what are the issues? Okay. Yesterday, we discussed about three agreements that have been passed or signed, the three pacts that have been signed between India and America. That is COMCASA, LIMO, and BECA. COMCASA, that is Communication, Compatible, and Security Agreement. BECA, that is Basics Exchange and Cooperation Agreement. And LIMO, that is Logistic Exchange Memorandum of Agreement. They have been signed between whom? India and America, that is United States of America. For the sake of what? For the sake of exchange of strategic information. Exchange of what? Strategic information. Right. Now, this is what J.D. Vance has been mentioning, okay, yesterday in his speeches as well. That is, it is time for America and India to boost more closer ties. Right. And now here, the one thing that we must mention here as well, that it is the 21st century. In fact, the first quarter of the 21st century is gone as well. And now, when we talk about this 21st century's first quarter after, it is to be stated that India needs America. And more than India needs America, America needs India. See, we are not saying that we don't need America. Now we are totally grown. We are Atmanirbhar, self-reliant. Our GDP is, it's going ahead. It's roofing over the top. Or we are, with trillions and trillions of dollars of economy, and we need not any international support specifically from America. It's not like that. We do need. Okay, we are struggling with economy. GDP is not that high as it should have been so far. Growth rate is good, but not fair enough. Okay, it's fine enough, but literally not fair enough. Okay, as compared to the resources and the manpower or the workforce what we have inside in India. right? So there are issues which we are still, figuring out and facing, both of them altogether, all of them altogether, basically. Okay, so we need America. It's not like that. But let's say we need America at X level. So America need India at X plus 1 level presently. As we discussed yesterday, even American hegemony has been in questions. And China, Russia, North Korea, Iran alliances, and specifically with their cordial relationship with the countries of the Middle East. Okay, and apart from that, China's expansionist policies from South China Sea towards the Mediterranean. It is a big threat to America, because of which America needs support of some other major economies, and world's fifth largest economy as of now, it is that is India, the third largest growing market, and apart from that, a very big particular consumer store we are. Okay, so for which America needs us. So India needs America, yes, let's say India needs America at X rate, then America needs India at X plus 1 rate. That's the basic logic. This is what J.D. Vance has been mentioning, okay, in his speeches as well since last 48 hours, whenever he has encountered media, right? So next, big news for us. With big cat count rising, MP to develop buffer zones around its 9 tiger reserves. So you might have also seen on the very same channel, okay, that is about Gandhi Sagar Wildlife Sanctuary. And in yesterday's session only, we discussed about that how 2 more big cats, they were inducted into the Gandhi Sagar Wildlife Sanctuary. Okay, so one such name was Prabhas and the other one's name was Pralok, right? So the 2 wildcats, that is the tigers, they have been inducted into the the Gandhi Sagar Wildlife Sanctuary. Okay, and now it is time for the Madhya Pradesh government, okay, led by, the government led by Chief Minister Mohan Yadav. They have been, going ahead with some wonderful actions here when it comes to the preservation and the, upliftment of the nature. So yesterday, 2 wildcats, they were inducted, actually day before yesterday, and yesterday only they have stated that to develop buffer zones, it is mandatory in 9 of the tiger reserves. Buffer zones as in where no human activity shall be permitted. Okay, a buffer zone, that is the zone of the transition where a particular barricading or the boundary line would be established. That shall be the last area for any sort of human activity, and further to which no further human activity shall be allowed. Okay. Now, this is what the statement has come from the state of Madhya Pradesh, the government of Madhya Pradesh. So one data is in front of you, that is now you are aware that there are 9 tiger reserves in the state of Madhya Pradesh. So how many in total we have got? In total, as of now, 58 tiger reserves we have got. And out of the 58 tiger reserves throughout our country, 9 of them, they are established where? Inside Madhya Pradesh only, right? So as of what we can see, India is now home to 58 tiger reserves. Okay, how many? 58 tiger reserves, which covers around 2.3% of the land area in tiger conservation and habitat protection. The 58th tiger reserve in India, okay, so it is in the Madhya Pradesh only, that is known as Madhav National Park. Okay, this constitutes over 2.3% of the country's total land. That is a particular significant increase from the original 9 reserves, covering 18,278 square kilometer. And the data, the first tiger reserve, okay, it was in the state of Jharkhand. That is, at that time it was Bihar. Okay, now it is Jharkhand in the year 1973. Okay, that is known as Palmau Tiger Reserve. Okay, so guys, remember, it was erstwhile Bihar. Jharkhand came into the existence only in the year 2003, right? But 1973 Palmau Tiger Reserve, where it is presently in Jharkhand, but erstwhile Bihar, as in 1973 there was no Jharkhand. Okay, so most recently declared tiger reserve is Veer Rangana Durgavati Tiger Reserve in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, and these reserves are important for the production of the tigers that live in India. Okay, so we call it the Madhav National Park, and inside we have got the Veer Rangana, or basically speaking, Veer Rangana Durgavati Tiger Reserve. Okay, So this is what about the state of Madhya Pradesh. So if you are someone who is residing or the resident of the state of Madhya Pradesh, so it's news for you. It's a time where you can have the joy as well, right? So the state is performing well when it comes to the tiger reserves in India. So next, Manipur police warns personnel against attending meeting called by Kuki group. Manipur is burning, yes. 3 years it has been now. The tussle, the strife, the contentions, the contradictions, the conflagrations, they are between two very wonderful tribes. Unfortunately, they are in mid of a war, in mid of a civil war, basically. Not exactly civil war, but yes, kind of. But unfortunately, it is, going on since couple of years. But yes, one thing that we need to mark here, that the communities, the Kuki or the Meeti, the Kukizo or the Meeti, whatsoever the name you can call them, okay, they are having very rich cultural heritage. Their traditions, their customs, it is applauded globally on a global stage, right? And recently, what is happening? Okay, that Kuki group. What is the news? First of all, as you can read it again here, the Manipur police, they have warned the personnel against attending meeting called by Gopi group. Personnel as in the defense personnel. Okay, to attend any such meeting that has been called by the group that is led by the Kuki. Okay, so what is the facts here? The police in Manipur's Kangpokpi district have warned their personnel against attending a meeting organized by Kuki organization on April 30. On April 18, an organization called Kangchup Area Protection and Development Committee issued a notice addressed to the Kuki village chiefs and Kuki personnel serving in the state police. Okay, so the order, actually it is not a threat. Okay, it's a particular order. See, don't take it as a threat that police is threatening, there are warning. No, it's a precautionary step. It is not like that the police is going ahead and threatening, if you attend the meeting, we'll take action against you, we'll do this and that. No, 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 absolutely not like that. It is neither a warning or a threat. It is a guideline issued to the personnel that if you attend such meeting, it could be, disturbing the local harmony again, whatsoever harmony we have. Though we don't have much, but even still, when the, at least bloodbath is not going as of now. Okay, so it could instigate the further of the bloodbath. So for that sake, okay, Manipur police, they have created a guideline, they have established a guidelines for their own personnel, for their own defense staff, that is, please do not attend such meeting that is about to happen on April 30. Okay, the meeting has been organized by the Kuki community. So this is what is known as preventive action, right? Just in order to curtail any sort of mishappening that could happen because of the defense personnel attending the meeting. Okay, that could happen. So because of which the police, the authorities, the superior authorities, they have issued these guidelines. And these are just the guidelines, neither a particular punishment or something like that. That please, it's better you do not attend, because it will be good for you people only, for the whole area of Manipur only, right? Okay, so here we go to the next news for us. Delhi High Court orders Patanjali to take down communal video on rival firms' production. Baba Ramdev in news again, right? He is someone who loves to be in news, and majority of the times, sometimes for the good things, sometimes for controversial things. Okay, many of the time. So this time, what it is all about. In one of his promotional videos or marketing videos, basically, right? What Baba Ramdev stated, he took a word that is Sharbat Jihad. See, first and foremost, I would like to provide the clarification to all of us with the word jihad. Okay. I'm not going to, means like for the disclaimer. Okay, disclaimer I must give. I'm not trying to defend any activity, neither I'm trying to support any activity. Okay. But the word jihad, which is often used by by sometimes it is by militant groups to spread terrorism, and by some other groups as well in order to defame a particular act or a community maybe, right? But you know what actual jihad, word jihad means? When we talk about the holy book of Quran Sharif, if I'm not wrong, please correct me if I'm wrong, okay? I guess 41 times, nearly 41 times, the word jihad has been mentioned in the holy book, that is Quran Sharif. And neither the Quran, neither any other religious book, not just Quran, not just Quran Sharif, neither any other of the book. Okay, from Bhagavad Gita to Ramayana to Ved to Puran to Upanishads to Bible, okay, to Guru Granth Sahib or any other religious book of this planet. No religious book or no religion ever talks about, that spread of violence, use of this violence measures for the sake of promotion and protection of religion. First and foremost, no book talks about the promotion and protection of religion. It just talks about the way of life, how you must live your life. Okay, firstly. Secondly, the most second concept here, that is no particular book even says that in the name of religion, you take the weapon and, kill people. Not exactly. And now talking about the word jihad. The word jihad has been misinterpreted or misunderstood or maybe misguided to the people as well, that it talks about promotion of violence. Absolutely not. All nonsense thing. Jihad says that protect religion, let people know about religion in as peaceful manner as you can. This is what is mentioned in the holy book. Okay, take religion. Okay, take religion. Okay, promote religion, protect religion, but never ever try to, have any sort of a compromise with anyone's life, dignity, peace, and anything, right? So, yes, in India, the jihad word, specifically not India, but many of the Asian countries, jihad word has been used with another term, like, for example, love jihad, which has been most prevalent in the state of Kerala. Okay, like what is this love jihad? Okay, that is, converting people by misguiding them in the name of love and etc. of the things, right? This is what love jihad has been mentioned. Okay, though there have been news as well, there have been instances as well where things have been represented in a way. But here, that doesn't means you are now going to use the word jihad for each and everything. So, couple of weeks back, Mr. Ramdev, Baba Ramdev, okay, he just invited trouble for himself while, marketing for his sharbat, okay, for his sweet drink, a type of a soft drink, okay, and calling the other companies to promoting sharbat jihad. Basically, he was targeting towards one single company, okay, that is very famous for its soft drink, that is for a sharbat, okay, and he took the word sharbat jihad, which is literally not good. It is, against the principles of the communal harmony as well as fraternity. That is what is mentioned in the preamble as well. So we should not take such type of words, and we must learn that yes, give respect, take respect thing is everywhere applicable, right? So Delhi High Court has recently ordered Patanjali to take down communal video on the rival firm's production. Okay, so this is what, okay, he has been, going ahead with the problem. That is just the one single word, Sharbat Jihad. No, that's not correct. Okay. Next one. Upstick in farmer suicides in Marathwada this year. (2023 to 24). The data from National Crime Records Bureau. See, this is not my data. This is the data given to us by National Crime Records Bureau. Okay. NCRB. What the data tells. Nearly 10,218. Yes. 10,218 farmers, they committed suicide between the time period of 23 to 24. Okay. 10,218 in 1 year, that is 365 days. No words further, right? No words further. 10,218. And now the recent data it is telling, and the very same data was telling that highest number of farmer suicide, it happened in the states of Maharashtra, followed by Karnataka, and then Uttar Pradesh, and then Bihar, and so on. Okay. So highest number of farmers suicide. The top two states were Maharashtra and Karnataka. And this time it is the region of Maharashtra only, that is Marathwada. What we can see, okay, the Bid district recorded a seizable rise in the farmers' suicide as compared to the last year from 44 to 71. The district-wise breakup of farmers' suicide from January to March 2025. January to March 2025. January, February, March, 3 months. In Marathwada, not even the whole of Maharashtra, just in Marathwada, is Bid 71, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar 50, Nanded 37, Parbhani 33, Dharashiv 31, Latur 18, Hingoli 16, and Jalna 13. 3 months. 70 plus 50 plus 33 plus 37. Don't even I wish to calculate it. Right? 3 months. And the numbers, they are increasing. Why so? What are the problems Indian farmers they are facing? You know what the biggest problem is? India being an agricultural state, it is stated that 60% of the Indian population is inducted into the trade of agriculture, the business of agriculture, or basically agriculture. And this is farmers' condition in a nation that is considered as agricultural nation. You know what? The only scheme, this is, a surprising come shocking news for us. India, with a population of 1.45 billion, out of which we consider 60% of them to be inducted, to be involved in the farming sector. Like nearly we are saying 80 crores people, right? They are involved in what? They are involved in the agricultural activity. And for that 60% of the population, we have got just one crop insurance scheme. And for which majority of the time farmers, they fail to even pay the premium. Right? Even the premium amount is in a majority of the time, the farmers, they do fail to pay. Because the premium amount, it ranges variably from Kharif to Rabi to the one that we call it as, the mixture of both. Okay. So, why so? Why it is happening? The biggest problem is the financial aid. First of all. Second, the issues of global warming. Sometimes it is El Nino. Sometimes it is La Nina. That means sometimes it is floods. Okay. Sometimes it is either droughts or sometimes it is floods. Sometimes the farmers, they do not get the proper fertilizers. Sometimes the farmers, they do not get the proper water on time, water supply on time. Canal irrigation is another big trouble, right? So all of these things leads us to have this data. This data. You know what? Mainstream media is never going to discuss this. Never. Right? But you, dear UPSC aspirants, you need to study this. You need to write this in your examination as well and state this in front of the interview board as well whenever they're asking. Okay? You have to take this data. Not exact figures, I understand. It will be difficult for you to have exact figures, but yes, the nearby figures, the approximate figures we can have. Okay, and we need to read this as farmer or agricultural system in India. It is one of the major subjects in your UPSC prelims as well as mains. Go ahead, okay, take out last 4, 5, 10, 20 years of the question paper. You will find on an average 10 questions coming every year from farmers and agriculture in prelims. And your paper 3 economic segment is dominated by the farming or agricultural sector. Environment sector is there, dominated by agriculture. Science and technology is dominated by agriculture. The questions that are coming from social issues and social justice segments, paper 1, paper 2 and paper 3 respectively, they are dominated by agriculture. In when questions that are the topics that are given to you in the essay, the practical and the philosophical one, they are also somewhere around the corner, targeting towards the environmental protection as well as the agricultural promotion of the country, right? So this is a topic that you need to mug up, you need to understand, and you need to realize the features of the facts even. Okay, and you need to mug up, you need to write them, understand it in a very clear manner, right? So farmers suicide, Marathwada is right now leading with most number of farmer suicide in India, right? So here we go. Next news for us. Parliament is supreme. Constitution does not visualize any authority above it. Stated Jagdeep Dhankar sir, the Honorable Vice President of our country. See, Parliament of India is supreme, yes, but it brings us to the discussion. The whole thing, we need not discuss the whole thing. Okay, right now, just 4 days, 5 days back, 4 to 5 days back, he stated that Article 142 is kind of a nuclear missile of judiciary. First of all, what is Article 142? Using Article 142, Supreme Court has been authorized to provide absolute justice. Okay, that is in case of any injustice, any particular case, Supreme Court can use Article 142, that is 142 basically, okay, and take up cognitive affirmative actions in order to eliminate any sort of injustice and take up the judgments or directions for any one particular case, for which recently Jagdeep Dhankar sir has welcomed much of the criticism as well as focus when he stated that this absolute justice concept under Article 142 is used as a nuclear missile by the Supreme Court. And now he has once again come into the center and once again came into the limelights, okay, calling Supreme Court, okay, calling Parliament is supreme. But the fact is, we need to discuss here, okay, that is Parliament of India, is Parliament of India a sovereign body? Come on guys, any answer? Is the Indian Parliament sovereign? Is it? According to the statement given to us by our Honorable Vice President, is Indian Parliament supreme or sovereign? Is that so? Is that the reality? So the answer is no. The Indian Parliament is not sovereign. As why? Why so? Because the acts passed by Parliament are subject to judicial review, are subject to judicial review. Okay, and judicial review is what? It is part of the basic structure of the Indian Constitution. Just unlike the British Parliament, which is sovereign. Okay, unlike the British Parliament, which is sovereign, Indian Parliament is not sovereign. Why? Because it cannot take all the decisions on its own. It will have to take care judiciary as well. And if the judiciary in its judicial review says that the laws passed by parliament are inconsistent or violating the principles or the provisions of the constitution, then in that case, the law will be declared immediately, without any discussions and deliberations, without any further, having the delegations and so on, as invalid, unconstitutional. Immediately that can happen. Okay. So to answer, is Parliament supreme or sovereign? No, it isn't. Okay. So yesterday, next topic for us. In yesterday's session, we were discussing about how China has blocked the export of REEs, that is the rare earth elements. Though the name is rare, but they are not rare, but they are abundantly found in the countries like China, Myanmar, India, even Australia and Canada. Okay. Now, China has taken a bolt, or we can call it as some cutthroat for the electric vehicle. Okay, so what China has done, see the news here. China's cutthroat electric vehicle evolution leaves little room for profit. So what China is eyeing, basically, to the whole big news, let's just cut the long one into the short. Okay, China is producing electric vehicles and trying to produce as much as electric vehicles in order to curtail the production of just one country, that is America. And yesterday's news, you can relate it with the yesterday's news, that is China blocked the export of the rare earth elements, okay, including those things which are important for the production of the electric vehicles, specifically the batteries, okay. And now China is boosting its production of electric vehicles as well, right? And apart from that, cutthroating the export of the rare earth elements. Right. So why so? Obviously, it is just in order to counterbalance the America's tariffs. Okay. The tariff war that has been instigated by America, so-called, on the Liberation Day, that is 2nd of April 2025. So just in order to go ahead and dominate the global trade, specifically, which will be the need of the world in the upcoming time, that is electric vehicles. Okay, China is doing so. So guys, I just request to watch yesterday's The Hindu session if you haven't. Okay, don't watch the whole session, don't worry. But the topic, we have discussed the topic in last 10 minutes of the session. So there we have discussed about why China has reduced, or not reduced actually, blocked the export of the rare earth elements. Okay, so you can just watch that sessions yesterday and then you can come to this topic today. It will be providing you the clear picture, the mirror of the whole these two topics. Okay, everyone. So that's it from my side today in this The Hindu Analysis class. And guys, before we end the session, please do not forget to subscribe to our IAS English StudyIQ IAS English channel, made with just one purpose, as you have witnessed it as well. From morning 9 a.m. to evening 10:30 p.m. we are providing you continuous classes from static to current affairs that is needed for you to qualify UPSC CSE. Yesterday only we have seen that 1009 candidates, they have been recommended by the commission into the IAS, IPS, IFS and IRS services and so on, out of which 200 and plus, still counting, they are from the team of StudyIQ itself, right? So how wonderful it is, from your prelims to mains to your interview, just one name, StudyIQ, what we can simply state, right? Okay, so guys, please do not forget to subscribe to the StudyIQ IAS English channel. And in case you wish to connect with me, so we have got two platforms to connect, Instagram as well as Telegram. So over Instagram, the username, it is Praveen Mishra _2107. You can search me with this username. And on Telegram, we have got the channel as in with the name study_with_Praveen. Okay, guys. So connect with me and let me know whatever your doubts are, and I shall try my best to connect with you at the earliest possible time and eliminate your doubts in the most easiest form. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon. Bye bye. Good day. Take care. Jai Hind. Jai Bharat.